I've never followed that sort of path. We've always, you break the tape and you've won.
First to the post.
Right. Then it's simple. Yeah.
In England,
Yeah.
in Fraser Maternity Hospital,
Time out.
8 o'clock in the morning, I think it was.
Yeah, that was
Because you had to hurry up and go off to work
It's on the
immediately.
the east coast of England, east of Newcastle on Tyne. Dawn, even as a baby, she only took what she wanted to take. So the question of taking a full, Gloria was breastfeeding, and in Britain in those days, you're breastfeeding, you took a bottle of stout a day into the hospital. I think it wasn't just feeding, it was to put a smile on the face of the child at night. But the long and the short of it, Dawn never took a full feed, which meant that when she came home after a couple of days or so, it was a question of shifts. Gloria or myself, and I think I used to cut off at 3 AM because I had to go off to work at about 6. So Dawn, I mean, it was constant that I would come home from work at say 5:30, 6 o'clock, pull up outside our little bungalow. At that time it was only 27, 26, Gloria was 21. No, it couldn't be 27, it had been 25, because she was only 21 when Dawn came along. Invariably, as I parked the car, Gloria would be cuddling Dawn, trying to calm her down. The only place that Dawn would settle was outside in the pram, with the carport open, and we were in the northeast of England, so strong winds and it was cold, with the pram all open. So it was only, when say the carport, right near the door, so the winds were blowing at her. Then she'd sleep. In the house, no. So in other words, Dawn has always been determined, following what she wants to do. And her determination, even at that point, bordered on the danger part. The doctor was an old-fashioned, almost a farmer. And after a number of visits, he just said, she's absolutely stubborn. She wants her own way. So Dawn has been of that nature right from birth, right?
I think in her grade 11, 12 years, she, first of all, because she had the horses, she became quite strong with lifting bales of hay.
Cleaning out stalls.
It's cleaning out stalls.
In fact, at 9 years old, well, 10, she was handling a full-grown horse, because
Samantha
this is a different background, but that horse, I
very
couldn't
headstrong.
handle it. Well, I did, but I mean, with Dawn at 10 years old, and we said, not going to have an animal around here that children and other people can't approach without fear. Either you take care of Samantha, train her, or she goes. And Dawn would only be 9 at that time, or
No,
10.
she was
11? She did it.
But mind over everything else. But she became interested, I think, in strength when she was in high school, 11, 12, and she was stronger than any of the guys in her class. And she was probably half the size. So I think this is when she realized she was quite strong, but it was not until she was not interested in strength type exercise until she was in Texas.
Yeah, with her first husband.
And maybe that was, for better, for worse, where it all started.
But I used to lift weights, YMCA, but only not heavy weights. It was just exercise. So I've done this from being 20 years old, 19 years, because I've been away from home since I was 16. So part of that she may have got from me. And I've always been strong. I could beat most carpenters. I was an office man. But on the sites, I could arm wrestle. I don't think I was beaten by one of the physical men, even though when I was in Scouts and I was the patrol leader, the patrol used to carry me. So I was never a big fella, but I was always strong. And Dawn, I think forearms and whatever, probably developed that from me.
But I don't know why Dawn didn't realize during her horse riding years that judgmental sport, and I keep repeating this to her, there is no place in society for a sport that is based solely on someone else's judgment, because those people always have their own ideas in their minds as to what they want this particular sport to be at that moment in time. So to me, a sport is, and I've been very athletic in my life, as you can see, so either first past the post, score the most goals, beat all opposition to get to the goal, but not get to the goal just purely on someone's idea of what that goal should be. We can look at Olympic ice skating, we can look at Olympic gymnastics. There's maybe if you're powerlifting, it is by the weight. It's very simple.
Yeah, that's probably the best.
But if you are relying solely on someone's, like a picture, you either like that artist, his work, or you don't like his artist. If you don't particularly like that kind of artwork, forget it. You won't put it in your house. In an art gallery, you will say, I don't like it, I won't buy it. So you have the same thing in any judgmental sport. Doesn't matter if you have perfect muscle, which I've seen Dawn and thought, wow. But maybe at that point in time, these people are looking for a slim person with a perfect physique or a good physique. You're not looking at a short person, which Dawn is, with a great physique, but...
Or they're looking at a blue-eyed blonde.
Exactly.
That's the popularity of the day.
So that's why I don't like bodybuilding. For one thing, it's a waste, to me, it's a waste of your time, it's a waste of your energy, because unless you're the right person, you're not going to get there. My other objection to it is the sudden gaining of weight, losing of weight,
punishment of your body,
loss of body fluid,
increasing muscle in a short period of time.
Not natural. So I'm sure this is going to shorten her life. It's not a natural, it's not what we do to our bodies. I'm a person who likes to have meat, carbohydrates, 3 or 4 veggies, my fruits. So when Dawn goes into competition, you notice she's not present tonight because she doesn't like to watch us eat a normal meal, which we need to survive. So I think it's a combination of everything. It's judgmental, it is what you do to your body. Basically, I love sport. I think it's very important that we do have exercise, but I don't think it is natural to have a huge amount of exercise.
But that said, with our daughter, we respect her tenacity and determination. And we do hope that comes from us too. But we'd rather it was at a lower level. Dawn is always trying to win. Our judgment of winning probably just through the line, just break the line, not by 50 yards, and never, if you've beaten the other team, never try and punish them and make it 20-0. No, 1-0 is a good win. So everything has to be sort of more contained. Dawn, which we respect tremendously, has a tendency to throw her absolutely everything into it, and I think that's good, but you need to somehow judge that you're throwing it in, and before you beat the hell out of the other guy or woman, you pull back a bit, and that means you can also relax a little bit.